Broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yes,
but they are the premier Pasifika show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Island.
You're listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting hurt.
Brought to you by Pasifika by Design. It's the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts, Nacky and Carl.
What's up, Nacky?
Hello.
Here we go. Season 7, episode 27 of the Faika podcast. Today, as always, we get our check-ins. We have limited community announcements. We're probably going to do that in the back half. PIYA is a topic. Standing room only last night. We're going to talk about that last Saturday night. Mack Moley, a.k.a. Mack Moley, friend of the show and family as well, Nacky's son, had an event on Saturday, Nijin Night Marketplace. 2 and 3 is coming up. We're going to talk about that. The San Francisco Giants tour SCDC, the 2 most important members of the San Francisco Giants.
The only members of the San Francisco Giants.
And a little tie-in to the actual game, a piece of the Samoan culture, other than, a Samoan person himself, made it onto the field.
Yes.
So we are going to talk about that. Nacky was good.
Yeah, so PIYA was yesterday, but starting from Nijin Night Market, I don't think last weekend I went to San Diego right after the show. I went to San Diego, hung out with my mom and Nellie, and celebrated a dear friend's life. His burial was in San Diego. Eugene Matlona. I grew up with him, and
where was he? Was he living in San Diego?
He was living in San Diego the last maybe 5-10 years, maybe even 10 years, and he and I grew up together at Follows Church, of course.
No.
Yeah, everybody grows up at Follows
Church.
And so Eugene had dialysis, and I'm sure I contributed to his bad liver because, there you go. That's all I can say. And got to hang out with Sister Nellie, who came from Washington State to San Diego. Got to see a lot of people I hadn't seen in a long time.
You got some good weather down there? It's always good weather.
Yeah, it was good weather. It was hot.
Was it hot?
Yeah, it was like 80 degrees.
Oh, gee, 80 degrees.
That's not bad because we're used to 100. Right. So it was 80 degrees. Got to hang out with my mama and Tama, and it was good. It was a good visit. Came back home Saturday for Mack's last Saturday with Mack Moley, aka Mack Moley. So he has a show that goes live, multi-cam show on IG. It goes live on IG, and he showcases this past Saturday Pacific Islander artists like Hai Gai Lai, Ailingi, and Tina Malia, who came from all over the Bay Area, and they did a number or 2 and just showcasing their talent and this platform. And it was, I believe it's the first of its kind on Instagram. And so it was really well put together. Mena produced the show along with Mack, and they just did a really, really good job. I love that they're showcasing artists. It could be, this time it was local artists, could be other artists, but I really like I loved all 3, of course. I loved all 3 artists that played. Hai Gai Lai, who performed at Pacific Feats, Ailingi, who has a couple of songs that I love her voice, and then Tina Malia, who I've never heard of before, but I listened to, after watching, I listened to her voice. Really, really great artists, and their voice were really good. So I love that he gets to showcase PI artists and up and coming artists. So it gives them a space where people can see them. My son, Mack Moley, performed. He has a song coming out, The Cost, I believe it's called. He just did his music video the day after or 2 days after. So Mack, he did a couple of songs. I was really, really proud of to see this product come to life, because he's been talking about it for a while. And then to see him and Mena just...
So the Moley family was putting a platform out there for Pacific Islanders to shine a light on them.
Yeah.
Finding that Moley blood.
Yeah. So, and this is totally this, and who was it? Polynesian podcast. Big shout out to them. They really shouted out. We did it. I think they just one correction that PBD put is that we had nothing to do with it. It was all Mack Moley and Mena producing it, just because I'm their mama. I think that's the only part I took part in was having my babies do it. But yeah, PBD had no part of it. So I just wanted to clear that up, because really Mack deserves all the credit, and Mena for putting this together. So I didn't want it to take away, you know what I mean? Because they really did a great job. It's one of a in my opinion, it's one of a kind, first on Instagram. And I'm just a proud mama. I mean, I love that they came up with this idea
It's good to be first
and put it out into the world and worked hard and did it. They did it. That was just, I loved it. So, that was Saturday. It's going to be it's the last Saturday of every month. They'll be showcasing different artists. So tune in, just like every Saturday, it will be on Mack Moley, at Mack Moley's Instagram page. So get there every last Saturday of the month.
Is there any live audience? Like if somebody wanted to go watch them perform, or was it just specifically on IG?
Specifically on IG.
Okay.
I mean, who knows? Maybe
could develop into that.
It could develop into that. That would be awesome. But yeah, every Saturday. So, I'm so proud of Mack and this idea that came to life, and Mena for putting it together. Those two together really are
That's some magic right there.
Yeah. So Polynesian, during the live, they said, oh, the dynamic duo does it again. So very, very proud. So I loved watching them in their element. That is 100% their element. And I love watching them do their passion. And I'm so freaking proud of them. So yeah, I can't, if I keep going on and on, people are like, well, that's their mama. Yes,
go on and on,
but it was it would really, and I wouldn't say this, I mean, but it really was a good show. The producing, the artist, Mack did a great job. I mean,
so she is the proud mama, and she is biased, but it doesn't mean she's wrong.
Yes,
it doesn't mean that it wasn't a great show.
And then they have highlights on Mack Moley's page. So go, you can see some highlights, but really don't miss the last Saturday with Mack. Every last Saturday of the month.
Nice.
Yeah, it was. I loved it. And then you went to Nesian Night Market.
Went to Nesian Night Market, and boy, it was packed. And I missed the first one, so I didn't have anything to compare it against when speaking to Fonga and Epi, and they said there was a lot more people there that night. So it continues to grow. There is three. There is a third version coming up.
Yeah.
So look for that on Samoan Solutions or all of their social media. Yeah. But it was amazing to see just the depth of the multi-generational. There was probably 4 generations of Pacific Islanders there from all over the Bay, from the Central Valley.
If you don't know what Nesian Night Market is, it's a space at Le Malta, the community space.
Just for vendors.
For vendors, food vendors.
Just for vendors. Clothes,
merch,
merchandise. So if you think about the times that you go to a concert, right? And you're there for it's like Pacific Beach. You go to Pacific Beach, you're there for a concert. That's why everybody's gathering. But the icing on the cake is kind of being able to go have that Pasifika food, being able to go get your you're Mobligated or
Yeah.
you're
All
all the
Pasifika vendors.
yeah, you can
It's
go
all
see the
Pasifika
vendors.
vendors.
But when there's a concert with Nesian Marketplace, that's the difference. It's just the vendors. You
Right.
go just to see the vendors,
Right.
interact with them. There's not any time you got to rush off and get to the stage or
Right.
any of that kind of stuff. And it was, I mean, all the way down to Nani I was talking to her inside at first, and she's like, I'm getting my chair and I'm going out to the parking lot and I'm gonna sit there like where all the homos used to hang out back in the day, Castle Lanes, in the parking lot. That's what she said. She's like, and sure enough, I went out there later and she had like her own, not her own area, but there was the R's group out there, and they weren't the only ones that had kind of set up in the parking lot. So it's expanded way beyond just the confines of the building. It just has that vibe, that feel. And there were some people that were just literally parking and sending their kids in to get the food and come. So they were just like almost like a drive-through kind of thing. And then there's other people that were posting up to be there the entire time. So it truly had a community feel. And I feel like, I've said this before, but shout out to Samoan Solutions for when they got that space. They had talked about this is going to be a community space. This is going to be something it's for everybody to enjoy and experience. And they've done that. They've done that. They walk it like they talk it.
Exactly. You want to use the space, right?
Nesian Marketplace, the Pasifika Boss Up. All of these things that's going on at Le Mota. So shout out to Epiafanga for really
definitely. And I
really
think they're the only Pacific Islander group that lets you use their space,
I think you could end up getting into some other spaces, but it's more of a one-off situation. This is what it's designed for. It's designed for that. And so like seeing Hamilton on Hawaii was there selling his clothing line, and he was like, I didn't know I was going to sell this fast. So again, we always say this: when you get there, if you see something you want,
gotta buy it,
snatch it up, because if you come back in an hour, they might all be gone. So Eri was there. Eri came ready. You can tell he's a veteran of the game.
Apparel,
Levasa Apparel, they came loaded. Like they had a lot of product there, and you could see kind of the experience of some of the vendors that have been around for a little while. I followed your garlic shrimp. Passion.
Butter and spice.
So I had the garlic shrimp, and oh my gosh, it was like a battle. I mean, it was like I'm gonna eat so much that it's gonna hurt, but man, what great food. There was so much good stuff there. Can't wait for the third one. So I don't know,
it's supposed to be every third Thursday or third Friday. They're shooting for every third Friday of every month. And I talked to some people that have been there and that were there. I was at the first one, and then I spoke to other people that were there the second time, and they said there was like 500 to 600 people rolling through
that whole street.
Night.
That whole, I can't remember the name of the street, but that whole street, like I turned off of the frontage road with the main road,
Mahler,
onto Mahler, and there was cars parked. I mean, the minute I turned off the main street, I was like, whoa. Like, because I went a little bit, we started at 6, right? I got there about 7, thinking that everybody else going to show about 7.
No,
that whole, like I was down all the way to the end of the street, and I was like, well, it's it's Friday after 5 o'clock, like pretty much I assume you're gonna park wherever there were PIs all over that parking lot. Like I got out and they're like, hey, how you doing? I was like, dang, I'm a long ways away from where the event is, and that parking lot had people out. Like all the parking lots all the way up to it. Everyone that I walked through, the parking lot I walked through, there were Pacific Islanders like camped out, sitting in their cars, in the back of their trucks. So that turned it into a real event.
The first one I went to had to have at least 200-300 people. So, and it was packed then. So I can't even imagine 500 to 600. I mean, I can imagine 500 to 600 people there, but that meant people were
so you literally couldn't drive through the parking lot. There was no way to drive through the parking lot, and all the way down the side if you're facing their building, all the way down the side on the left-hand side, there was vendors and just people crammed everywhere. It was amazing. I mean, it just felt like you could wander around and run into people and kind of get away from it all, or be in the middle of it.
I love Samoan Solutions. I love Epiafanga. They are community like a million times, and it's in their heart.
Right.
It's in the space that they give the community, because they literally said, this is not our space, this is everyone's space. And that's what it has been since they've opened that space up. So I love that this is happening for our community. I love that it's happening for us, to us, and everything.
I mean, I think that we always talk about the good thing to outgrow your space.
Yes.
I mean, I think they, in 2 events, may have gotten to the point now where how do you get all the people in there? Because that building was completely packed.
Yeah, it was packed. So from what I see, I was stalking the place. So I was stalking it from San Diego. So I love that this happened. So just a few shout outs to people that are tuned in on Facebook. Our Maury, who I got to hug and kiss yesterday at PIYA's 27th summer program. Erai, Levasa Apparel, go follow them on Instagram, go get your shit. And Epi, and Mickey Kaufusi, and everyone that's tuned in, thank you for tuning in. We have an amazing guest coming on in a few. Yeah. So the events are going crazy. Like, there's so many events now. Like, we are 100% out of COVID. We are 100% out of COVID.
I think we're actually, I mean, it's almost like you dam the water up.
Right.
And then when you open the dam, it's actually, the flow is heavy, like it's bigger than it was.
Yeah.
I think it's in short time. I think there's actually going to be more events. Like, there are events coming up that haven't been around for years that are now, like Samoan Flag Day. And there's
next year, we've seen that, right?
So I think that now that COVID is open and we stayed cooped up for a couple of years, people are like, no, we're going to take full advantage.
Let's go.
Yeah. So
I know you sent me that flyer of Samoan Flag Day today, and we're like, what? So next year, Samoan Flag Day, 2024.
August something.
August
8/23.
Ooh, I don't
Something
know.
like that.
8/3/2024. So yesterday, I think before we bring Luti in, yesterday we went to the 27th PIYA summer program, their finale that they did to end their program for the summer at
Herbst right by City Hall
Theater,
downtown,
across from City Hall on Van Ness.
I'll say this is how I sum it up: standing room only. And by standing room only, I mean some people had to stand in the lobby and some people had to stand outside.
Yeah.
It was 100% packed. We showed up on time, and for once at a Pacific Islander event, on time was late. We got there, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes after it started. By the time we walked in the building,
there was nowhere to sit.
Yeah,
they had to ask people to squeeze in, like scoot in. If there was a space or an empty chair next to you, you had to scoot in so that people can sit, because there was people standing in the back, standing in the handicap area. It was
amazing.
And it's seated
2 levels. There's
2
2
levels,
floors, both of them full.
And so it's supposed to seat 600 people. They
probably had 800 there, but they couldn't.
They couldn't let people in until.
But there were people that couldn't get in that were filling up the lobby.
Yeah, they were in the lobby. They were outside. It was, and if you haven't seen it, you can go catch it on EPV Films. They went live yesterday on their page. And so, first of all, yesterday was Dr. Patsy Tito's birthday, she is the executive director for Samoan Community Development Center. And I don't know why I choked up when I said that. I literally was crying on a couple of performances. The kids did a great job when they were showcasing the suas. That choked me up just to see our kid. I haven't seen it recently. I mean, only when we go to Mo's, not only, but when we go to Mo's family events, because they're very heavy in the culture. That's where I'll see that. But I haven't seen, like, our family, we just don't do that. So it's been a minute.
So they did 4 in a row, right? 4 suas in a row, and to see each of the portions. If you wanted to learn and you wanted to like think, what am I seeing? I'm going to see it 4 times. Then you started to see, you got to see the different portions of each of the suas.
And you seen it. They did it the right way.
They did it completely the right way.
Completely the right way, where you fully sit down. The women that come out first, you sit down and, like on your butt, put the tray there, and then get up and back away. Away. I mean, it was beautiful to see. That took me up to see our young Pacific Islanders do that.
The boys had it easier because they came out. They came out, and all they got to do is take the box, tap it on the ground, and they go. The girls had a much longer trip.
That was beautiful. Watching the little kids perform the Samoan dances, and then recognizing the staff. And recognizing Dr. Patsy Tito was the whole thing was,
I gotta say this,
freaking badass.
There was thousands of dollars on the floor. Thousands of dollars on the floor.
Ooh.
So, and after a while, I've noticed this at a bunch of things that I've gone to, and I'm like, man, there are some people that are professional money throwers. They go out there and they've got, it doesn't matter whether they've got 10, 20, they throw it and it flutters down, and it looks so pretty.
And
then other people can go out there with 50 ones
and throw it,
and they go clunk
and go straight to the floor.
Like some people I want to hire, like 100% me. I went down there and I had like 30 ones, and I was like, do I throw them all at once? I'm like, I'm going to try to make it rain,
it rain.
I throw it up there, and like a couple fall off to the side, and then I was like, I hope it doesn't fall on some kid that was like all clumped together. Other people are going out there and they're like,
there's got to be an art.
There's some of them that look like they're trying to be Sean Manaea. They're like overhand, and they're throwing it and it's not going anywhere. And there's some people that just gracefully throw it and it like explodes. It just goes everywhere. So shout out to the professional money throwers. I gotta learn that. The one time I had a good throw was at Manufo's Solfai. And I was like, dang, that was the best for me. It actually went all over the place.
It was a good event. I think the kids really got me, because they were, not only were they dancing in Samoan, but they were singing the words. So it was so beautiful. And to have the kids lead, Eri says, have a good form flick of the wrist. That's what I said yesterday. It's all in the wrist. It's all in the wrist. So
professional money throwers.
There you go. That could be a class. We're going to go into more of like the Giants and SCDC. We're just going to, when we come back, we're going to talk to our special guest who has entered the virtual building.
He's in the green room.
He's in the green room. So we're just gonna bring him in. It's Luti Lago'o.
There he is.
There he goes. Hi, Luti. So look at you finally after all this time, huh?
We got him.
Hey, everyone. Glad to be here.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Just exhausted. It is.
Yes.
Work. Everyone's limited capacity, but appreciate the love, what you guys doing, and shout out to Mena. It's cool to have another pilot alum. So
yes. Right. I love that trend.
Were you all in the same cohort?
No.
Were
you?
Oh no, I was on last year's, but
last year. Okay. Oh, Mena, what number were you? 8, 9. 9. What number were you, Luti?
14.
Oh shoot. Yes, she's just a little older than you. So looking at your bio, it's like crazy amazing, and all the things that you're doing. And we have people shouting you out. Like the Valley is really, like our community is really just, what is it?
Well, they're showing out.
They're showing up and showing out there, right?
Here's the thing is that Central Valley is just, it's exploding, and like all of the different things going on in the Central Valley. Before, you had to drive, like, I don't know, you go to Sacramento, go to Fresno, go to San Francisco, the Bay Area. Central Valley's got its own thing going on now. Like there are movers and shakers out there, entrepreneurs, and then seeing kind of the big letters by your name in terms of being part of Pilot and Epic and all those kind of things. And so where are you at now, Luti?
Right now I'm in Lemoore. That's near Fresno. There's an air base around here, and there's
a casino.
There's the casino. It's the air base. It's the casino, and then there's the surf ranch. So that's what what this town is known for.
Uh-huh. So for those that don't know, it's, I guess Fresno would be maybe the nearest point where people may think of in terms of Lemoore. So how long have you been in there?
It's not too long. I came here around 2018.
Okay.
My parents, my dad's a Faika for Faika, so we moved out from San Francisco late 2017 and got here 2018, early 2018.
Yeah. And so what did you graduate from high school in the Bay Area? What high school did you go to?
Oh, I went to Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Yeah. So real proud of that. And that's where I got to see Raina Mefua, part of
Yeah.
what's it called
Pitt.
Pitt and Matt Malele. He was a big mentor too. So it was a great experience being in Jeff.
That's kind of what when you see the organizations you've been around, and then knowing that you've been in the Bay Area and hear Raina's name and Matt's name and those kind of things, you rubbing shoulders with the right people, and taking that with you all the way down, what, 559 or is that 209?
Yeah, 559, and 559. In between. Yeah, it's like 40 minutes between the 5 and 40 minutes from the 99. So like literally like in the middle of, yeah.
Gotcha.
So did you start, where did you start getting involved in the community work? Was it here in the Bay Area, getting exposed to Raina and Matt, or like who pulled you into community work where now that seems to be your passion?
It was a recent thing. It started 2021. It's more of the pandemic. And that's why I think it's kind of funny because I was one of those kids that participate but don't like actively participate. So it's a surprise to see whether it's Camp Unity or Camp Altasi or SCDC was one when I was really, really young. But yeah, they think it's funny, like this kid is back into community work full circle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You're a Camp Unity alumni. I seen that Reno commented on your flyer.
You got people trying to claim you.
I know. I know.
It's Camp Unity. Yeah, both. Shout out to them. They're awesome. Reno and even both. I read both.
Altasi.
Yeah, it's full circle. They're just gonna think it's funny. I'm back in community work.
I think it's awesome. So you move out to the Central Valley, and then how did you get involved with SoCal Pacific Islander Community Response Team?
So this was back in early 2021. They're releasing the vaccines, and so Southern California Pacific Islander COVID response team at a time, and empowering Pacific Islander communities. They were just looking for volunteers. There was a concerned community member in this area, in the Central Valley. And then those organizations helped mobilize. CVP wasn't made yet. So there's the first vaccine event. I didn't go to that one, but I started to go to the meetings where they wanted to formalize, like after those things, they're like, oh, let's do something here, starting in Fresno. So that's how I got into it.
Awesome. And tell us about the work that you did for them.
So shout out to Tavai. She gave the first stipend for social media for Central Valley Pacific Islander Alliance. So that was my first role for the organization. So that's how I started in August 2021. Once that scholarship finished, Tavai had secured a 6-figure grant for the organization to capacity build from Sacramento to Bakersfield.
Nice.
So my role changed into admin assistant as I just got my bookkeeping certificate. So it's been a lot of support from those organizations. So always showing love to them.
Very nice. Very nice. And what pulled you into this work, really? I love that we get to highlight like people like yourself and the work that you're doing. Like what dragged you into SoCal Pacific Islander Community Response? Like any other job, right? Like there was a million jobs happening. Why that?
It was just fulfilling. It's just something I'd rather do something that I like doing and that's worth the time. It goes back to high school too. I'd gotten burned out, always trying to succeed in whatever I was doing. Since young people nowadays, there's always like this kind of, you have to figure things out right away.
Mhm.
So after burning out and after getting a lot of support from Raina and Matt, I really wanted to focus on what makes me feel good at the end of the day, like what's worth doing. And community is worth work. It's always worth doing. Even, yeah. Um, Also in capitalism, you can climb the ladder, but they could just drop you off, and the investment, whatever you invested, gets wiped away. But community work, whatever you invest, it goes toward the community, and it's worth the investment.
Yeah, I think the good thing about that is if you build something like capitalism can be, that negative connotation where a company can just say, hey, we don't need you anymore. But there's also the ability to go out and build your own thing, right, and do your own thing. And that's what you kind of decided to do, is strike out on your own and say, I'm going to build my own name, I'm going to build my own foundation. And seeing people like Raina and Matt and the different entrepreneurs, you've named some giants in community work, and to see those people and being able to have them motivate you is obviously going to put you on a good path. What's the favorite thing? Like Naki and our favorite thing to do is this, right? To see Pacific Islander faces on the screen and know that other Pacific Islanders are going to see those faces, and somebody's going to be motivated. Somebody's going to be, inspired. Somebody's going to learn something. Like, that's exciting to us. That's one of the favorite things that we do. I think going to events and doing these kind of things are like the favorite things we do in PBD. What are the favorite things or thing that you do when like you get involved with it and you go, yeah, this is the business right here. This is why I do what I do.
Thanks for the question. And I think it's similar to what you guys do. It's just being out there, being in the community for community engagement, people, and for what's the voting, the civic engagement. People get it messed up, or they're trying to get the votes. And even if it's good intentions, that you only treating people like pawns, like, oh, you vote for this person or vote for that person. But when we do Talanoas like this, when we just go hang out, we get to actually know the community. I think I've seen more success in getting engagement that way, instead of just coming in, oh, like this is the right reason to vote for this person. But yeah, that's my favorite part, just being in the community and learning all these people.
That's real engagement.
Yeah.
Right? Just going to get the vote, that's going to get the vote. And then did you secure the vote for the next time? Well, maybe not. But if you're talking about a concept, you're chopping it up with people and you're learning from people and you learn about the concept, maybe it doesn't really matter. If somebody comes to you, knock on your door about the vote, next time you go, I remember that talk I had with Luti. This makes sense because we were talking about X, Y, and Z. I think that's a missing piece now, is to slow down and actually have the conversations and fully engage with somebody. Whereas now, if you're not careful, it's a whole bunch of, text messages and, maybe a Zoom or two, but then, you feel like you've connected with the person, but have you really? And in doing a community work, showing up and rubbing shoulders with the people that you have, can't be anything but good. I think Naki's got a question. I can see her looking.
Yeah, no. I'm just thinking, give that you're the administrative assistant for Central Valley Pacific Islander Alliance. Who do you work with? And tell us a little bit about the organization.
I work with, so my executive director is Bernadine Tusavalalo. She's been awesome. She's one of the emerging leaders. It's been tough. It's first time as an ED, first time in a new space. She's under 30, someone that inspires me a lot. And she's the one that, she's the one that inspired me to engage that way. So that's one. We got Tia Anga Tevasel. She's our deputy director. We have an engagement coordinator, Uriah Blackwell. Josh Tavita is our comms specialist. We have a youth engagement coordinator, Kole Kuma. He's pretty cool because there's the club that his family runs, the Polynesian Fresno Club, and it's been around for 50 years. We just celebrated it last year.
Wow.
So those are the kind of stories we like listening to in the Valley. Like, oh, they've been here for 50 years. A lot of continuity going on.
Nice. In the valley, they've been in the valley for 50 years.
Yeah, the
Wow.
Fresno Polynesian Club.
I think those are it's difficult for ethnic groups to have that longevity, right? Like the next generation has to have a desire to carry that torch. So there are a lot of community groups that kind of live with a generation and then die with that generation because they haven't been able to, and not by any shortcoming of their own. They just didn't, it didn't translate to the next generation. So any organization for an ethnic group, for a minority group that lasts 5 generations, half a century, they've done a fantastic job in translating the dream or the responsibility, that dedication to not just one, like 2, 3 generations. Like that's a lot of generational work. 50 years is fantastic. Don't hear a lot of that. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah.
You don't hear a lot of that.
Oh, and man, another cool one. So that's Fresno, and Merced has this Tahitian festival each year. That's been going on for 40 years. So it's just funny hearing these things 40 years, 50 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to that like 20 years ago at the fairgrounds.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I was like 6 when I went.
Qualify.
But yeah, actually my triplets are 20. They'll be 25 this year. I think I took them when they were like 3 or 4. A long time ago. So, and nice. I had no idea. I remember I got a shirt from there, and I remember looking at the number. I don't remember what the number was, but I was like, wow. It was like that event, Tahiti Fet, had been going on for 20 years at that point. So that valley's got some stuff going on that a lot of people don't know about.
Luti, what are there? Well, let me rephrase this. What programs are coming out of CVPIA?
Current one.
Let's highlight the work that you guys are doing there. That's what we want to do.
Current one was a community needs assessment. Right now it's not as active, but we need to try to restructure it, since considering we're working in 13 different counties. Yeah, so that's one.
That's awesome. Much needed.
Yeah.
Much needed.
Those are difficult to do because a lot of times our people aren't as participatory in those kind of things. If you want that data, you've got to work a lot harder than other groups to get the data, because other groups, you just send them an email and say, hey, fill this out. And they go, all right. And they fill it out. Not the way it works here. So you're out there knocking on doors, spending time, across the kitchen table, dealing with that. And some of those are in real rural areas, right? You guys are operating not, just in Fresno or Merced. There have to be some PIs spread out into, the rural areas, right?
Yeah, for the most part, that's why our system, it has to be community empowerment. So whoever's in the so let's say like Modesto, they had those food drives. We'll try to amplify those, and then let it's a collaborative work. It's not just, oh, this is our org and this is what we want to do. We're just trying to see what the community does and who's already in those areas.
That's awesome. Eri, are you talking about the one that Eri's at?
Yes. Yeah.
He's pretty badass too. He's all over the place.
I was there one Saturday. I was meeting Petey there, and Eri and his crew were out there setting the tables up, putting the food out there. I don't remember what time it was, but it felt like it was early. You know what I mean? I wasn't like 6 o'clock, but he was out there early on a Saturday doing the work, putting the work in. And just another example of good stuff that's going on in the Central Valley.
Yeah, I seen you there. That's March 25th. That was that was a couple of weeks after the Pie Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got to meet Petey's gigantic dog, Wody. Oh my gosh, that dog knock you over. And he wasn't even full grown at that point. I'm scared to see Wody again. But yeah, what a great team you guys got. You guys got the togetherness and the unity there at the church. All different ages were helping. There was
nice.
The young kids, little kids, all the way up to the older ones. But Eri, that church is doing it. They got a big piece of property there.
What is that?
Sorry. I just wanted to shout them out too, because that's Villa de la Rosa. They've been in
Yes.
that area for 20 years. So that's another like couple decades PI presence in the Central Valley.
Yeah.
Awesome. What programs, what is keeping you busy these days, Luti?
Me specifically, since all hands on deck, I've been doing a lot of regional visits. That's how I've been able to see everyone, connect with everyone. So that's been exciting. Just being with the community and establishing strategic partnerships.
It's, somebody's asking, are there a
Somebody.
lot of somebody?
Moses Moley.
Are there a lot of
Moses
Samoan
Moley.
churches in the Fresno area? And is it a big community there?
Not as I wouldn't say so.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the Bay Area or SoCal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you so I see you like at all the like a lot of Bay Area events. And are you volunteering, or are you somebody voluntold? Like I see you at Pi Fest. Is that just specifically because you want to help Pi Fest, or are you part of the board there? What's going on there?
Yeah, just back to Matt Malella, big mentor. Just wanted to support, because he told me that in high school. And these kind of plans started 2016, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just supporting them. What else? Yeah, they're just there. I just want to go because there's a lot of family there, and I just enjoy like all the great stuff that's going on in the Bay.
So
That's awesome.
I used to wear the I don't know, the hat of people would go, you drove here all the way from Sacramento. And now I'm finding all these people from the Valley. I'm like, oh, well, don't talk to PD. Don't talk to Luti or talk to, because I won't wear that hat anymore. Y'all are driving further than me to get to those events. And, you know, I always thought PD lived in Modesto. And then I recently found out he lives in Turlock, which is like not just barely like series past Modesto. It's way past Modesto. So when I see now, I have a new appreciation for y'all. When I see you in the Bay Area or near to the Bay Area, anywhere near it, y'all are driving a long ways to participate in those things. And hopefully, you know, that's paid back from, you know, the Bay, because you guys have some good things going on out there. So for the listeners, you know, make sure you tap into the Central Valley, because they have good things going on, long-term things, 20, 30, 50 years going on. And I think that's not known in the Bay Area for the most part. And I think there's a lot of people don't know that.
I think the community there in Central Valley is growing so fast. Do you think, Luti, like, I think it's growing so fast. I had talked to Jasmine not too long ago, and she's like, our community is growing at a rapid, you know, speed, and that the resources, like, don't you think, like, what we have here and well, we don't have it, but in the Bay Area, like San Francisco, you know, Burlingame,
down the
peninsula, like, we really need those in the Central Valley and out even our way, because we're in Fairfield and Sacramento. I mean, I think we can, if we all get together, we can have the same thing here, because our community is growing. Do you see that happening in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? What do you see happening in the Central Valley?
Yeah, I'd say in the next 5 years. We just held our first event at CSU Bakersfield. It was a pretty good turnout for it was CVPO, Central Valley Pacific Islander Emerging Leaders Conference.
Mm-hmm.
We had folks from all over come, and this isn't. So my pilot alum folks from Cohort 14, they came all the way from SAC. That's like 4 hours. So the 4 hours to Bakersfield. So there's those kind of connections being made. There's people like PD and them. They're just joking about the Amtrak because I don't drive. I'm actually the president. Well, I have a license, but I take Amtrak when I go Bay or SoCal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So your friends that get from Sacramento to Bakersfield in 4 hours, they're driving fast. I've made that drive many times, and it's a little over 4. I guess if you're not making any stops, you can make it in 4, but it's a haul. That's the point. Like that's a haul. And also I think that, you know, what's missed about Bakersfield is just how close it is to North LA County. I mean, it's the Grapevine.
Yes.
And you're in you're in Valencia or Santa Clarita, or it's not that far from what people would consider Southern California. I mean, actually, Bakersfield is Southern California, but it's kind of split by the grapevine. Do you get some not visitors, but attendees to events in Bakersfield? Do people make that trip over the grapevine, or are you getting mostly people from this side, from the north side of the grapevine?
Mostly north side, since we're still new. But with SoCal Picker, they wanted to go, but we didn't know the size of the event because it was an overnight event, so we had to RSVP. But yeah, I predict, or we foresee there'll be a lot NorCal and SoCal, wherever, since it's a big region.
Yeah.
Do you have a big family? Like, you're the son of a Faife'au. Shout out to your parents. Do you have siblings? Because I hear Loku going on in the background. You need to hurry up.
You guys are good. Yeah, I have a big family in the Bay, or I have a big family all over the state. So that's what makes like PI community work fun. I'll just go here and then I go hang out family. So yeah.
Do you have any siblings?
I'm the oldest of 5, so two other boys and 2 other girls.
Nice. Awesome. Well, we're going to let you get to Loku so we don't get you in trouble. But is there anything that you want to get out that we haven't covered before we let you go?
So there's a CVP apart. I'd say my bad for the background.
No, you're good. It's beautiful, actually. I love it.
I'd say shout out to last week. I was part of Pacific Honor Leaders of Tomorrow. It was the first time they had videographers, so that was something special.
Nice.
Might make a short film. Might have community.
Are you into film and photography and?
Oh yeah. That's why Mena and I we always have great conversations. We have funny talks. Like, you guys have a great mic when you guys go to events because it cuts out all the background. Yeah.
I know. I'm surprised. Like Mena said, Luti said you have a great mic because you were standing near the speaker and then we couldn't even hear the music. I know. I love that mic.
But community premieres. So documenting's one big thing. We'll try to. I've been talking with Mena too. It'll be cool to document more stuff and then do community premieres, different regions, whatever everyone's got going on. It'd be fun to. Yeah,
love that.
That's awesome. Yes, please let us know if you need help or when you need to premiere. We'll be there.
We're such a storytelling community. People, you know what I mean? So if you're telling stories, orally, and you're just sitting there telling the story, if you're telling it digitally and you have, a digital story to tell, like we're gonna, like Inky Pinky Ponky, right? That's gonna play at J2E in the Bay Area on Friday night, and everybody's gonna have seen it. Like, people are gonna go to the event and they're gonna sit and watch the story and be just as interested in the story because we love stories.
Yeah.
And so if you're there documenting stories and you in any way PBD can help, let us know.
Yeah. Any shout outs you want to get out before we let you go as well?
Sure. I'll probably have a long list.
Hey, that's the good thing about having our own show. We go as long as you want.
Thank you. Because there's so many orgs that deserve, as you guys know too, and that's why I appreciate you guys like try to highlight. Where do I start? Tavai was a big one. She's helped out.
Shout
out to Estella. She's the new ED for Epic. She's been awesome. A lot of progressive stuff coming from her. Thank you to all the Bay Area orgs. Like, so welcoming whenever we come out and then we network, especially Epi. Epi was so busy at the first.
Oh my God. She's crazy. Amazing.
Like, cause the night market, we all seem like she's busy, or like when you're in event mode. Yeah. But she cut out some time so we can talk. We're talking about some grant stuff, like what Alici's doing. Alici's another person to shout out. She's such a before. There's so many. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I love that our community works together. It's not it's just all love. Whenever you sit down and talk to somebody, it's always, how can I help you? What can we do? So I love Salmon Solutions because that's their heart.
Did it for us.
Yeah.
We were thinking about doing something and they had already done it. And we're like, hey, we were thinking of, and they're like, let's meet. We met at a restaurant before we were going, like, and they were going to something else after, and they still carved out time to
SCDC, same thing. Yep. SCDC, Camp Unity, PICP. I mean, just everyone. I think it's in our nature because we're Pacific Islanders. We're trying to help one another. Well, Luti, guess what? We're going to let you go have dinner and get back to Lago'o so you can hit that base that's missing. Hit that base. But thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Of course, you're welcome back here anytime. If you guys have anything to promote, please, text me. You have my number and we'll get you guys back on there. Thank you so much for coming.
Let Pastor know that we were sensitive to Lago'o.
Yes.
All good. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. Lofaku, and see y'all soon.
Yes, you will. Take care.
Yeah.
I love seeing the next generation.
So awesome.
Love seeing that.
Yes.
That's a young person getting into community work and loving it. So
he
it's
loves
not,
it too.
And who knows, your passion may change at some point, but he's loving what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's definitely shared space and rubbed shoulders with the right people.
Yes,
because the people he was shouting, Alisi, Matthew,
Savai,
Raina.
Yes.
I mean, like those are the right people to learn from.
Those are. So thank you so much, Lee, for joining us this evening. We look forward to all the amazing work, and we always run into him at community events. So thank you so much.
All over.
We're going to go into our community announcements, and then we'll get into
our Pasifika Proud.
Some of our go.
All right. Latino Task Force and Salt Association San Francisco is having middle school summer program for 1 week, Monday, August 7th through Friday, August 11th. Must be a SFUSD student and a rising middle schooler from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 150 Executive Park Boulevard, Suite 2450 in San Francisco. Register now to enroll or contact Now Final at 415-949-1323 or afinal@bacr.org.
All My Usos Family Day is happening August 19th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Gilman Park in San Francisco. It is a free family event, free resources, haircuts, entertainment, STEM activity, jumpers, school supplies, so much. Music, free food will be there. Tons and tons of our community will be there. It's an event free for the family. The whole family can come. It's a peaceful, quiet event. People will be performing. PIYA usually performs. Fatasi is there. Big Purr will be there. Tons of vendors will be there for free. So contact Christine Mawia if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Christine@allmyusos.org.
Pacific Northwest folks, this one's for you. Polyfest is happening this Saturday, August 5th, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Outlet Seattle in Auburn, Washington. Tickets are available now, and vendor spaces are also available. Follow at the Polyfest to purchase your tickets ASAP.
Pacific Feats mini-series is happening August 10th in Salt Lake City at the Busy Nightclub. It is a 21 and older party with Molotri, Cam 454, Reno on Hawaii, Seikope, DJ Sella, Our Girl, and so many more artists. With your ticket purchase, you'll get your very own Cavanella. The doors open at 6 p.m. Great music. Click the link in Pacific Feats Festival's bio to get your tickets.
Great music, great kava.
Great kava. There you go. And that is our.
There goes. Yep.
Talofa, everyone. This is Auntie Lena speaking, so please listen up. There's a disease out there that's killing our people. It's called hepatitis B. 1 out of 12 immigrant Pacific Islanders are infected with hepatitis B in the U.S., and it makes you 100 times more likely to get liver cancer. 2/3 of those infected don't know it because there are often no symptoms until it's too late. Ask your doctor for a Hep B test today, or call us at 510-674-5843 or visit us at sfhepbefree.org. Find us on Facebook and leave a message. A 5-minute test can save your life, so just do it. This message brought to you by SF Hep Be Free.
Yay, that's our Lena. We love Lena. So real quick, this week at SCDC, the San Francisco Giants took a tour of SCDC in the city. I'm really the only two Giants that really count.
The ones that matter.
The ones that
Well,
matter.
They all matter, but if you're visiting SCDC, there are two that really matter.
Yeah, and the only two, Blake Savall and Sean Manaea, the catcher and pitcher for the San Francisco Giants.
And that's called a what? A catcher and pitcher is called a battery?
A
battery.
The first Samoan battery in Major League Baseball. There you go. So,
and right here in San Francisco.
Right,
like, could
it be any more perfect?
I mean, unless there were a team in Hawaii. There's no team in Hawaii. So there's no other city in Major League Baseball that it's more appropriate to have the first Samoan pitcher and catcher on the same team.
That's right. So this week they visited SCDC and they toured the facilities and got to talk to the staff. And Dr. Patsy Tito, she has these bracelets that said blue bracelets that say the sky is blue.
Sky is always blue.
Sky is always blue. You know, basically, no matter what you're going through, there's always a light, basically, at the end of the tunnel. So she gave these bracelets to Blake and Sean, and you know, because she gives everyone these bracelets, and so this week, during one of the game. The very next day or that same day, the same day that she gave them the bracelets, Blake wore the bracelet, and you can see we have a couple of pictures of him here. You can see that he's wearing the bracelet that on the field while he's playing, that Dr. Patsy Tito had given him. And then there you can see it here while he's at bat. So I thought that was pretty badass that the Giants were representing SCDC. They actually got
culture.
Their culture, yes. So I thought that was awesome that they took a tour before their game to go to the Samoan Community Development Center, see the space, talk to the kids, take pictures. They actually did a taualunga with Sister Kiki, and so we have video of that. So we will. Our very own Mena was there to record and take pictures. So that will be coming out soon. Check that out. So that I thought that was just a great week for SCDC. Their 27th PIYA annual summer closing was a huge success. Again, go watch it on EPV Films Facebook page and their YouTube page. But yeah, that was a great thing for the Giants and for the kids at SCDC, PIYA.
Kind of ties into our Pasifika Proud this week. Our Pasifika Proud this week is all of the community organizations in the Bay Area and Central Valley that have just come out of the gate in 2023 and having events, bringing back events that haven't been around, having, new events in north, way up north in Santa Rosa, out in the valley. PIYA and Camp Unity, the work they're doing with the kids, that's what bled over to Blake wearing the bracelet. It has to do with the community. So the community organizations in the Bay Area, and I'm sure everywhere, just we're more tuned into the Bay Area. Yeah. We're proud of everything that you're doing, everything, all your efforts to further the culture in the community and raise our standard of living. And we're glad we get to witness it and report on it. So that's our Pasifika Proud for the week.
Yeah, I don't have a picture, but I do have, I just wanted to shout out Dr. Patsy Tito, who not only got her PhD within the last couple of months.
She did it secret.
She did it.
A lot of people, they announce, I'm going through, and everybody keeps asking. Like she kind of did it on the under, and then was like, I'm here, announced, hey, I'm there. Which I was talking to Ty Fa'aleava, and he was like, that's the way to do it right there. Just come back and go, finished. I'm good.
Yeah. So Patsy Tito for getting her PhD, and also for the way that she moves with SCDC. She's the executive director. She's very humble, obviously, in the work that she continues to do. I had a meeting. I was in a meeting with her the day before the 27th PIYA, and she showed up, was present in the time, even though
Not a Zoom
chaos,
meeting. Not
yeah,
a Zoom meeting.
even
in
though
person.
chaos and like the PIYA week, I would I would think she would be too busy but she shows up every time and is humble. And this week the mayor, London Breed, donated, the city of San Francisco donated $1 million to SCDC to repair the building, help repair the building and the needs that SCDC, to help SCDC. So $1 million to help them is pretty badass. So congratulations to Dr. Patsy Tito and the whole SCDC staff. PIYA did a great job. Also, just congratulations.
Yeah.
So there
100%.
you go. We are here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Come back to FICA with us.
Love y'all.